friends, my name is Monik. Today I want to discuss with you the importance of taking GATE examination. As we know that each year lakhs of students are graduating in engineering discipline, but we know that they are lacking the skills and job opportunities for their future. So GATE can be a very good opportunity for these students. If you are interested in teaching and research profession, then I recommend you to opt for GATE examination because various institutes are taking admission on the basis of your GATE score. Yeah, these institutes are IISc Bangalore, various IITs, NITs, and other colleges. Now, if you want to work as in core companies, then GATE provides you with ample of opportunities for the same. Various companies which are hiring for GATE from GATE scores are IOCL, ONGC, NTPC, BHEL, GAIL, and other PSUs. Up till now, there are about 48 PSUs which have enrolled for hiring from GATE examinations. Now, another thing which has been which adds to the importance of GATE examination is that the government is thinking about an exit exam for engineering graduates. So there is a suggestion that they are opting for making GATE a mandatory exit exam. So if this happens, then it will be it will be mandatory for all these engineering graduates to appear in this exam and qualifying it for getting their engineering degrees. Now let's move towards the topic of our technical discussion, that is IC engine. 3. So now let's discuss why engine is of such importance. Since its invention and discovery, IC engine has impacted the human life very much because it is a very compact and powerful source of power which can be moved from one place to another. So this led to the development of automobiles from very fine from very fine from very small models of aeroplanes to very large models in our cars, trucks, engines, etc. All are using IC engine principle. So so let's start with the basics of IC engine. Now, all the IC engines, whichever it is, they use a very basic principle in which the air fuel mixture is ignited in a cylinder, which puts a thrust force on our piston. This piston transfers the motion to the crankshaft, which is connected via connecting rod. So this is our basic principle of working. Now, talking today, I will talk about the petrol engines in specific. The petrol engine is also called the spark ignition engine because in that we use a spark plug. The petrol engine is based on a cycle called Otto cycle. So this in Otto cycle, this is the PV diagram for an Otto cycle. Why we have drawn the PV and TS diagram for these cycles? Because the area under the PV curve gives you the work done and area under the TS curve gives you the heat. So these becomes two important diagrams for us. Now let's discuss various processes in Otto cycle. Now as here process 1 to 2 is an isentropic compression process. From 2 to 3, this is a constant volume heat addition process. This is the most important process for Otto cycle because due to this, the name for another name for Otto cycle is constant volume cycle. From 3 to 4 we have another we have the power stroke. This is the power stroke in which the actual power is generated. This is also an isentropic expansion process. And from 4 to 1 we have a constant volume heat rejection process. One point that is to be noted that generally we have the heat rejection at constant volume only. So converting this into a TS diagram, you can see that 1 to 2 was an isentropic process. So there is a straight line for isentropic where we have the same entropy for this process. 2 to 3 is a constant volume process. 3 to 4 is our power stroke. And 4 to 1 is again our heat rejection at constant volume. Now, there are some terms which we need to know before we can derive an expression for the efficiency of an Otto cycle. Now, when our crankshaft and piston are at farthest distance from each other, so that position of the piston is called its top dead center. And when the crankshaft and piston are very near to each other, at that position it is called the bottom dead center. Now there is a important point in this, that the top dead center is not touching the top of the cylinder. This is very important. The volume which is remaining even when the piston is at top dead center, it is called our clearance volume. It is very important to provide a clearance volume in IC engine, because if this piston touches the top of the cylinder, it will impact very heavily, which will cause wear and tear of the our top dead center, top of the engine. And secondly, we have here the valve. We have valve for the intake of the fuel air mixture. So if we will not provide this top dead center, we will not be able to mount our engine properly. So now there is another important term, which is the compression ratio. Compression ratio is defined as the volume before compression upon में volume after compression. As you can see in this diagram, the volume before compression is our clearance volume plus swept volume. This portion. Here the stroke volume is when the piston moves from its bottom dead center to the top dead center, the volume displaced by this piston in moving from here to here is called our stroke volume. So this is here the volume before compression is clearance volume plus our stroke volume, and volume after compression will be our clearance volume. So the formula becomes is swept volume plus clearance volume upon my clearance volume. Now in this our Otto cycle, the volume before compression, as you can see, is V1 and volume after compression is V2. So this can be written as V1 by V2. Now let's derive an expression for the efficiency of an Otto cycle. As we know that efficiency is work output upon my heat input. Now here we know that work output will be heat supplied minus heat rejected, and heat input will be heat supplied. Here the symbols are QS, QR. So this can be written as 1 minus QR by QS. Now in this Otto cycle, we know that heat rejected is from 4 to 1 and this occurs at constant volume at constant volume. So the expression for heat rejected can be mass into heat capacity at constant volume into T4 minus T1, and the expression for heat supplied will be mass into Cv into T3 minus T2, as this is also at constant volume. So putting these values in this equation, we get 1 minus mCv T4 minus T1 upon mCv T3 minus T2. Now, as we know that 1 to 2 is an isentropic process, and for an isentropic process, T2 upon T1 is equal to V1 by V2 raised to power gamma minus 1. As I have told earlier, V1 by V2 in this diagram represents our compression ratio. So this can be written as T2 upon T1 is equal to compression ratio raised to power gamma minus 1. From diagram, we know that 3 to 4 is also an isentropic process. So it can be written as T3 by T4 is equal to compression ratio power gamma minus 1. So this from these two equations we can write T1 into T3 is equal to T3 T4. From simplifying it, we can write that T4 upon T1 is equal to T3 upon T2. Putting this value in this equation, we know that it can cancel out. So the equations become efficiency of Otto cycle is equal to 1 minus 1 by T2 by T1. As told earlier, T2 upon T1 can be written as compression ratio raised to power gamma minus 1. So our final expression for this becomes efficiency of Otto cycle is equal to 1 minus 1 by compression ratio raised to power gamma minus 1. Now let's see a previous year GATE question from the same topic. So let's see a previous year GATE question. In the question, it was given that clearance volume is 10% of the swept volume, and we need to find the efficiency of Otto cycle. As I just told you that the compression ratio is equal to total volume upon clearance volume. So we from the question we get that clearance volume is equal to 0.1 into my swept volume. So putting that in this equation, we get the compression ratio equal to 11. Now, as we have derived the formula earlier, the Otto cycle efficiency of Otto cycle is equal to 1 minus 1 by compression ratio raised to power gamma minus 1. Gamma for air is 1.4. So we have obtained all the variables which we required. Putting the values in this equation, we can directly obtain the answer, that is 61.67. So that's it for today. Thank you.